a new series has decided to show its face to us. A series not fully talked about that was recently created by Burger Scum. This series portrays itself as a local broadcast station by the name of Maple 9. It covers what's currently happening in Canada, a product being sold to relive your dreams, a new PS1 game about picking up hitchhikers at night, a rotary phone that educates the young about life, a Pong machine that houses microorganisms inside of it, and
the total number of disappearances now climbs to 4.
This is the world of Maple 9.
I'm leaving tonight. I've lived here my whole life, but I feel like a stranger. Like I'm trespassing in someone's home. There's something wrong with this town. The weather, the animals, the broadcasts, the people. And anywhere I go, I'll hear it.
You're watching Maple 9.
Are you having difficulty trying to fall asleep or simply staying asleep? Have you woken up feeling exhausted or unrested? All throughout Canada, 1 in 3 Canadians suffer from insomnia and poor sleep. But, lucky for you, the Sweet Dreams Neurocast sleep system is here to fix that. You'll no longer have to deal with the constant grogginess or fatigue from poor sleep. The sleep system simulates a part of the brain to access deep memories in order to generate that wonderful dream you may have forgotten about long ago. People that have used this reported to have longer, clearer, and much more vivid dreams. While a nightmare can sure leave you feeling frightened and unrested, with the Sweet Dreams Neurocast, you'll no longer have to worry about waking up in a cold sweat. This product also comes along with 5 differing sleep programs to suit your personal preference. You could be on a beautiful beach vacation, a walk throughout an enchanted forest, or on a luxury yacht enjoying the vastness of the ocean. So, what are you waiting for? Call now.
The following is a public health advisory on behalf of Sweet Dreams Company and the Canadian Consumer Product Safety Commission. A voluntary recall has been issued on the Sweet Dreams Neurocast recreational sleep enhancement system. Prolonged use has been linked to product dependence and adverse neurological side effects. Please call immediately if you or a loved one has used the Sweet Dreams Neurocast and are experiencing any of the following symptoms: difficulty concentrating, feeling disconnected from everyday life, inability to recognize yourself in a mirror, faces of friends and family appearing distorted. Call the number on your screen to arrange a return and full refund of your Sweet Dreams Neurocast system. If you encounter this person during the Sweet Dreams sleep program, please do not approach or engage them. Use the emergency wake-up procedure provided with the Sweet Dreams Neurocast. Remember, this individual cannot follow you outside of the dream. If you see them, you are still experiencing the Sweet Dream sleep program. Use the emergency wake-up procedure provided.
So they recalled the product. This device was used to give us more clear and overall improved sleeping, but instead has led to a recall due to the absolute dependency of it. Not just this, while the symptoms are absolutely a frightening experience to some, we also have to be on the lookout for a person that has been spotted in not just yours, but other people's dreams. This program tells us to never approach or engage them, no matter what. Instead, to use the booklet provided to us. They even stated that the person can't follow you outside of your dreams, which is a relief. City Limit 2, a PS1 game where you pick up hitchhikers at night. Fitting name for the video. This one is fairly simple. You're on an isolated road at night, just you and your car. You do get some hitchhikers to pick up as well. A man simply wanted to go home and see his family, but lacked any transportation that's needed. Thankfully, you're kind enough to pick these people up, since, well, that's the point of the game. The second man is, well, interesting. Behind him in the trees is a dark figure. You can't exactly make out what it is, but you play it off as just your brain being over-exaggerating. As you drop the second man off, you go and pick up the third. You floor it. You have no clue what that guy or creature was, but your mind races to get out of there. But he continues to watch you. As your car helplessly breaks down, you try desperately to start it no matter what. With each flickering light, that creature gets closer and closer with each turn of the key. But now he's with you. We can easily piece the man together as the same from the Neurocast video. The person in which we were told to never interact or go near, as he is simply a part of our dreams, but now it's manifested. He's no longer just in dreams, but also in games themselves, targeting whoever he can, but for now, there is no stopping him.
At a tiny school in Canada, with the students home and bed, a humble phone named Randy sat while the storm raged overhead. But when a bolt of lightning struck at 11:45, the lightning traveled down the wire and glowed Randy to life. Meet Rotary Randy, time to learn and time to grow. It's Rotary Randy, so pick up and say hello.
Oh, hey, is it that time already? Welcome back, kids. Last time we learned a new word, didn't we? That's right, happy. We all know something that makes us happy. But you know, sometimes we don't feel happy. Sometimes we get really scared. Does anybody know how to spell that? Let's do it together. S-C-A-R-E-D. That's right, scared. What are some things that scare us? We asked students in town to send us some drawings. Here's one from Tommy in 3rd grade. Scary, huh? And this one is from Susan.
Well, Susan, you got anything to say? But in all seriousness, though, this is now the 3rd time we've seen this person from the Neurocast commercial. From simply being in our dreams, to video games, to eventually terrorizing even that of young children. Looking closer about the photo, we can also see Susan wearing the Neurocast on her head, despite knowing that it was discontinued. So, how exactly did she get her hands on it, and from who? The rest of this video plays out simple. The next photo shown to us that somewhat resembles that of a bear, with hollowed out eyes and gnarly teeth. The next is simply Randy himself, still bearing the uncanny look of his model. We go back to Randy as he talks about what exactly makes us afraid, as it's simple to sum it up as an instinctive feeling that one has whenever humans used to be hunter-gatherers. But even today, we find our brains still trying to scare itself, and wonder what exactly may or may not be out there. Randy reassures you to tell you that you don't need to worry or to even be scared of anything, except for inflation, Quebec separatists, and Canada's failing economy. So try not to take everything in life so serious.
You're watching Newsoftomorrow.
Good morning, sleepyheads! Rise and shine! It's another fine morning in the Great White North! You're listening to 108.7 FM The Loon, and you're joined by the Loon Crew! We've got a wacky day planned so you don't want to miss a single.
Two men by the name of Wolf and LeBlanc are suddenly interrupted in their sleep by a phone call in the middle of the night. His supervisor is panicking about a potential hijacking from the Russians. His mind is filled with absolute shock and horror about the idea of an imminent invasion. So, they rush to pack their things, hurry into the airport, and fly into a secluded area up north, as they state as a small town in the middle of nowhere. They claim that somebody was overpowering the signal, but there was not another station for miles. They noticed that nothing registered in the CRTC, and that nothing was large enough to transmit this far. They figured that if the Soviets were overpowering the radio stations, this alone could be a sign of escalation, but they wander into a nearby motel.
Well, this motel is our home for the next few weeks. What a dump. But hey, at least they have Pong in the lobby. Geez, I haven't seen one of these in years. Got the trusty pulsar here. There it is. That's the signal. Two of them, actually. 92.5 and 108.7. That's the, local station here.
I went through multiple decryption methods. There was no match. We thought the two signals were meant to be received in tandem, like an X and Y. Maybe some new form of data transfer? We started building an apparatus to receive and decode both signals simultaneously.
Yeah, the boys just duct taped two radios together. Just look at this Mickey Mouse setup. FM receiver passing through two radios, through a visualizer, to the Pong console, generously donated by the motel. This is top Canadian engineering, ladies and gentlemen.
As they boot up the Pong console, they're both stunned in disbelief. There are microorganisms inside of the machine. Both of the men document what exactly these things do, as the only interesting thing about them is simple, just eating, fighting, and reproducing. They had later shut down the Pong system to the public, until the motel's son had come back home from camp. Something as simple as just playing the machine was now beginning to kill what was inside of it. A massacre by just a small pixel on the screen. We later find out that these creatures are not passive anymore. In the morning, they leave their marks. Rings are left on the body. Cuts that are small enough to go unnoticed to some, as it would be easily repaired though. But for some, not so much.
Police, what's the trouble?
Help me, please, send somebody. I need a doctor.
Ma'am, please, try to stay calm. Are you hurt?
My son. I don't know.
What happened? Can you touch or breathe in?
I don't know. I just walked in and...
Ma'am, we're dispatching an ambulance. What is your address?
That was the first night. 15 people went to the hospital. Only 2 survived.
The boy is presumably dead on sight. These organisms reshape the skin, first making thin cuts as it eventually tears more of the flesh and makes it into spirals. These things are lethal to all that have made contact with the Pong machine. So, they decide to shut it down altogether, waiting for it all to stop. That's until suddenly, the motel owner's kid went missing. The whole town had joined in on the search, trying to find him, and they did. But not in the way they wanted to.
was the kid. Unfolded. Every atom flattened, every muscle, bone, nerve stretched out to infinity. Projected onto this two-dimensional world. He was endless. I wonder if he was even alive. It must have been a nightmare.
The next day, we lost the signal, the flatland, the kid. It was gone. We stayed in town for weeks, scrubbing through every frequency, but nothing.
But with all of that, they scrambled to finish whatever reports they can. Hacked up and got out. Never have they ever covered or remotely seen something as vile as this, let alone know of its existence. Started from a local hijacking to an infection that will kill without you even knowing. There's a craze going around in Canada. A Siberian bear by the name of Kroshka has been making headlines throughout the country. Parents see this as a perfect gift for their children.
Are you looking to find a special present this year for your little ones?
Здравствуйте, друзья!
Introducing Kroshka, the little bear from Siberia, with the heart of an angel. And she can't wait to be their new best friend. Kroshka, batteries not included, from Katya's Toys.
During this time, it's only been a year since the collapse of the Soviet Union. But some of the newly freed countries are not shy of having a hand in Western markets. In Odessa, Ukraine, the company of Katya's Toys, founded by Dmitry Kuzmenko, who was originally a Soviet politician, had now been turned into a commercial toy maker. He says himself, "I founded this company in my daughter's memory, and I hope through these toys she can have the friendships in childhood that she never had." While touching to some families, others have seen the opposite. Person is outside in the snow, frantically trying to find something, or maybe even someone. The video then cuts to a small video where Kroshka and her friend, Crocodile, are together. Kroshka is seemingly bummed out about not having any friends. But Crocodile reassures her, saying that she found him, didn't she? And that she'll find many friends that she will be happy with forever. Suddenly the video is interrupted. The doll is sitting limp on a couch as she's now speaking on her own, without any assistance. Later on in the video, we hear a girl crying, not completely aware of what could have happened to her. But the camera is still focused on the Kroshka doll. One thing I'd like to point out as well in the video is the date, December 29th, 1992 and January 3rd, 1993. These will be useful later on. The girl's crying is interrupted by the doll speaking yet again, as the eyes are now lit up, seeing that the doll is alive. We're briefly interrupted by the person wandering in an unknown location, as the video pans back to the Kroshka doll, now in front of the camera, speaking to us. A police report is now shown to us.
Authorities are asking anyone with information.
Rebecca Tilsley, day missing, December 28th, 1992. We can easily look back at the date given during the recording of these random act-ups of the doll. As the missing report was filed under the same night, the video cuts back to the footage from the camera. The door is left wide open. We can easily understand that the reason why Rebecca had gone missing was due to the doll. Seemingly manipulating her already, we can state, to bring her somewhere else that no one else could know about. Besides only one of them, who is actively looking for her, but hadn't caught on till later in the new year. We get another missing persons update, as now 3 other children have been involved: Jordan McLeod, Dylan Rogers, and Jackie Brooks.
Как я люблю кататься на коньках. А ты?
Мне тоже нравится, но я не знаю, как насчет твоих новых друзей.
Well, doesn't that just solve the case for us? It's clear that we now know what happened to the other three, as they're now presumed to be frozen underneath some kind of nearby lake. But this could also be the fate of Rebecca as well. We go back to the parent of Rebecca, frantically looking around the area of the lake, looking down to see the now horrid state of one of the children. The voice of Kroshka is heard yet again. The floor underneath the person begins to crack violently, eventually giving way and trapping him in the frozen lake, and even to seeing the current state of his child.
A community in shock and disbelief as recovery crews are working around the clock. So far, 7 bodies have been recovered from Hook Lake. Local authorities have not released a public statement. The series of events leading up to this heartbreaking incident currently is unknown.
Buyer's regret is in the air as thousands of Kroshka dolls are being returned to stores all around the country. It seems the hottest toy of the year has failed to deliver, with many parents citing various defects with the dolls. A disappointment for many excited children, to be sure.
With all of that brings the total end of the Kroshka doll. What was once a toy that was shared with many as a new and popular toy for Christmas was not in any way safe for them. The last time we ever see it again is the doll being sent off in a train, as a friend Crocodile gives his farewells, saying that they'll eventually see each other, but in another life. So far, this series is actually somewhat interesting to me. It has a lot of potential to go off of, but at the moment, we haven't received any further updates about the series, but I do at least look forward to seeing more about it. The series, as we can see so far, takes place during the late Cold War period to very early modern, but by far, the best videos this series has to offer is Flatlanders, Kroshka, and even the PS1 game. You can read more about these in the description of each of those videos as well, revealing more of the artist's influence of these videos. Flatlanders were influenced by Junji Ito's Izumaki. Kroshka was more genuinely thought up and made nicely. So as the PS1 game, which was inspired by, well, PS1 style liminal horror games, and giving us some more clues about the creature that constantly haunts the Neurocast system. But so far, I will be waiting for some more episodes about this series, as again, it has a lot of potential to go off of. So for now, this will wrap up the video for tonight. If you can, please subscribe by all means and like the video, as this will definitely benefit the channel a lot.